What up, everybody? This is Dario Hunt from Living Life Fearless, and we are back with another show, our second show, 2018, of the Fearless Show. With me, as always, is my co-host, Mr. Darius Walker. Say what up to everybody.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, artist Darius Walker. Welcome back to the Fearless Show. I'm so glad you came to join us. We've got a special guest with us, and we're about to tear up some dope topics about the Oscars. But, Dario, please introduce our guest.
Yes, she's been contributing to our website, if you have not seen already. A number of pieces, particularly dealing with TV, Shannon Griffiths. If you want to say what's up to everybody, tell everybody a little bit about yourself, just, whatever you want to say.
Hi, guys. My name is Shannon. I started writing for Living Life. Oh, excuse me. This is my first time podcasting. I'm a little bit nervous. I've been writing for the site since September, I believe. So about 4 months or so. I'm horrible at math. But yeah, I've really enjoyed my time writing for Living Life Fearless and just having the freedom to kind of write whatever I want. That Dario approves, of course. But
Nice.
I
Yes,
really enjoyed my
she is
time,
with
and I look
us.
forward
She
to all
will
the
be
stuff I'm going to write in the future.
Possibly a recurring guest, hopefully. See what's going on with that.
Yeah.
I've liked all of your pieces. Obviously, I've approved them. So, particularly you do of TV. Is that an area that you feel you're strongest in, or that you have the most interest in? Most of your pieces have to do with TV shows and just TV in general.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I studied English in college. That's what my degree is in, so I kind of can't watch anything without thinking about it in a critical or analytical way.
Yeah.
I find it really hard now to watch things, and not think that way. So yeah, that's kind of just how my brain works, and I love TV. I watch a lot of Netflix, so just like everybody else.
Netflix.
So yeah, I enjoy writing
Any show
about
in
TV.
particular you would suggest to everybody right now?
Can't really think of anything off the top of my head, but I just wrote an article about The Good Place,
The
and
first
that
time.
was really
Oh,
interesting.
wow. Oh, my God. That's amazing, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would recommend that to anybody. It's just such a weird,
did.
quirky show with interesting humor, and if you're into that sort of thing, and it's really, the episodes are really short, so they're easy to watch and binge, so I think I finished in a day or so. So
Okay,
it's definitely
yeah,
a recommendation.
I did read your piece on The Good Place, and that did kind of, make me a little, make me want to kind of check it out, put on the list.
Yeah, it wasn't on the
'Cause
list, but I was like, the way you were talking about, I was like, well, it's worth it, I guess, to check it out. I like things that are
Definitely.
off kilter a little bit, they're not, too easy to read, but yeah, in terms of the television. So listening to you talk about it, I was like, oh, this is interesting. I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah, and like I said, they're super short, so really good for binging.
So it's just like a
I
serial,
can binge
basically.
watch it real
Okay.
quick then.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could be easy to watch. Because every show nowadays is an hour, so it's kind of like
No.
an investment to really get into. So
And then they have
it gets
specials that
full.
are 2 hours and shit. You're like,
True.
oh.
It's hard to add a non superhero show to my list right now because there's so
Oh,
many.
man.
So
I finally started getting into the last season of Shield since you said superhero. I was like, oh, Agents of Shield.
you're on the new season.
Yeah, I was like, everybody was talking about it, and I was like, oh, there's a new
It's
season.
damn good.
I
It's
didn't
damn
even know
good.
about it.
I'm gonna say it was damn good. I was surprised.
It's
damn
killing
good.
it right now.
It's
I'm
gotten
like, this
much
shit
better.
is hard. This is probably the best season they've ever had. It's interesting.
It is very interesting. I will say that. But I'm really
I have to
interested.
see how it ends, but yeah.
You are writing a piece on about Friends, Shannon, about Friends, and I don't know how long was Friends out? Maybe 20 years.
What do you mean, like
Trying to,
seasons?
yeah, like when did it start?
1994. It's as old as me.
94.
94. Okay, yeah, that was a little over 20 years. So I am interested to see like what you think about it now, like almost 30 years after the fact. Like I'm really interested, and you are doing a piece on that one. And I'm also very interested in what you think about The Office because that was a big one that came out. From
Yeah.
when me and Doris were in high school. So
Oh my God. Yeah, The Office. Like anywhere I've worked, that's like there's quotables all day just from The Office. Just
pretty
like
much,
so
pretty
like
much,
it doesn't even matter. Like it's just pop. It's just culture now. So like
pretty
shows like
much.
that, crazy. But yeah, Friends for sure.
Um, so before we get into the Oscars, I did have one type of question and topic that I wanted to talk about. Me and Doris have been talking about the recent Hollywood scandals, obviously, and the Women's March and everything else, and we kind of I want to see what a woman's perspective was on this show.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just thinking for the Oscars in particular, thinking about James Franco all day because
Yeah,
I just wrote that piece on the disaster artist and I was blown away by his performance like everybody else. I mean, he won the Critics' Choice Award and the Golden Globe, I think, for Best Actor.
yes,
So, and I was actually just talking about it earlier today and I was reading an article about, because Gary Oldman was accused of, I don't know, having some kind of, I don't think it was a sexual scandal, but like an abuse something like a long time ago, and he,
Gary Oldman.
yeah, with his wife or
It's like
something, but
nobody's safe.
he just got nominated for Best Actor this year, but James Franco, because it's maybe a recent thing that's happening, he got snubbed, so
He
I
did
don't
get
know.
snubbed, not surprisingly. I mean, it wasn't very surprising. I kind of assumed he would. The
Right.
Oscars does like to make that statement.
That was a major snub.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
But
yeah,
that's
that was
like
pretty
a shocking one.
disappointing.
That one was like, I was like, wait, where is this? I was looking for that movie and everything. I was looking for James Franco. I was like, I don't see a thing. I don't
yeah.
even think they're nominated for a zero data.
The only
That's
thing they're
weird.
nominated for is adapted screenplay from the novel that it was based on. That's it, though.
Oh wow,
Oh.
they gave kudos to the idea man. That's good.
Yeah.
They gave it to the idea man. Hey, the idea man needs his cred though. That's tight.
Yeah, it's an interesting time, especially with the awards coming right around the corners. They have the Golden Globes, and that was very big on this issue where everybody was wearing black and Time's Up, and Oprah Winfrey doing her speech and whatever.
Yeah.
So the Oscars, I think, will be interesting to see what they talk about. Because who's the host of the Oscars? Do you know?
It's whoever hosted it last year, I think. I'm trying to remember. I just looked at it earlier. Let me consult my Google.
Right.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh, yeah.
Kimmel?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Jimmy Kimmel will be the host.
Which is good because I think he did really well last year, even though everyone was super like, they weren't sure if it was going to go well or not because they didn't know if it was a
Yeah.
good choice, but
I mean,
think he's
Jimmy
perfect.
Kimmel's a legend by this time. So like now he's like he's kind of earned it. He's at that sweet spot where, like in his career, I think he's like still cool enough, but then also like he's been around long enough and not like offended anyone hardcore that like he's like the perfect because he's funny too. So he can definitely crack the jokes off and keep it entertaining. But do it in like this like witty way that's still like respectable and like keep it enjoyable.
I mean, the last Oscars I watched was Chris Rock hosting, and he definitely didn't hold back any punches when he
Yeah.
was talking about the issues that were like at the
Okay.
top of everybody's mind at the time. So
Yeah,
I'm interested
he
to
couldn't
see.
avoid it, but
Yeah, but it's Chris Rock, so he's not gonna hold back for sure,
right.
anyways. But I was
What's
definitely,
Jimmy Kimmel gonna say about like
Exactly.
hashtag Me Too or hashtag Times Up? Is he?
I'm interested to
Is
see.
he gonna have a
like,
pin on?
the jokes
Maybe
or
he'll have
whatever
a pin.
has.
He might just wear a pin on his chest, one of those pins they had that says Times Up.
Yeah, he could.
I could see that. Yeah.
I could see it happening.
That's just a prediction. I think we might see a lot more of those on the red carpet.
Yeah, with the whole wearing black movement sort of thing that everyone pretty much participated in. It seemed that way. So.
Well, it was awkward because it made it seem like anyone who didn't wear black
Didn't support the.
Yes, and then that
cause.
was like the only topic that they could address in an interview, basically. So it was interesting because then they had to be like, "Well, no, I'm with these women too," or something. So I think they had Times Up pins available. So I think other actresses and actors were putting Times Up merch on.
I mean, just announced today, Casey Affleck is dropping out of the Oscars, and he won't present Best Actress award, which he was supposed to.
That's good.
Because you know he had his
There would have been
he's
outrage.
had his whole allegations and
Well, he won he won though. Why
he
would
won
he?
last year.
Why would he drop
Was it last
out?
year?
Yeah.
It was last year. Manchester by the Sea.
No, yeah. He won, bro. He didn't just get nominated last year. He won that shit.
It's a different climate this year, though, especially with his allegations that he's had and stuff. And people are I think actors and people are producers and everything are very nervous about this year's Oscars for like the first time in like a really long time. So this is like one of the first times I'm like really interested in watching and seeing like the entire thing of like the tone and just where they go with it. So
Right.
it's interesting.
Yeah. I'm sure there will be a couple trending or like viral like interview
Moments,
clips
for
or
sure.
moments, and you know somebody's gonna say something and everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, did you hear what so and so said?" Because that's what these are for now. Like that's what we want. We want quotables, guys.
Well, we for sure won't be getting a Casey Affleck moment, so you can just go ahead and cross that out. He decided to just not even show his face. So, interesting. But,
Smart move. Somebody probably told him not to. In this camp. Somebody in this camp was probably like, hey. in the light of what's happening right now, we don't want anything to go down.
for sure, it was a PR move. Not like, it was definitely a PR move. But we could talk about who's actually going to be there. So,
Right.
this is our annual show where we give our predictions, talk about the snubs, talk about surprises. But obviously, most importantly, we give our predictions. And, you know, we come back around after the show and see who had the most right. So far, I'm undefeated in all award shows.
I don't know about that, though. I don't know if that...
This is Shannon. This is Shannon's first one, so this does not count towards her. But between me and Darice, I'm undefeated. So
If
I'm just
I
gonna
even
throw
get
that out
like
there.
3 right, I think I'd be proud of myself, considering the fact that I've only seen one of the movies. So
Yo, these
only
movies
one, okay.
are
This will be
crazy.
interesting.
Like, there's so many movies that I've never seen, but like a lot of them look so good that I'm like, oh, I want to see that.
Here's the thing, Shannon. We haven't seen all of these movies either. We've
Okay.
probably seen 2 or 3. We kind of just go off gut feeling and what we know of the award shows and the Oscars and
Yeah.
just how they typically vote. So it's kind of a gut feeling and what we want to win versus what we think will actually win.
Yeah.
So you'll be all right.
yeah, I had a lot of those feelings writing down my list earlier because I was like, I even wrote for one of them. I'm like, I want this movie, but this one's probably going to win because they
Yeah.
always seem to pick the really obscure, weird ones that people are like, I don't even know what that movie is or what it's about.
Yeah, that's how I feel right now. I'm like, because I was a little bit upset trying to pick, because there were like moments when I wanted to pick somebody, but then I was like, there's no way they're gonna win though. Like, you're like, they probably deserve it, but there's no way they pick them. You know.
This is what make these shows the most interesting because we have to decide what we want and what we think will win, and kind of weigh our risk and everything. So
Yeah.
we can just hop right into it.
Yeah.
Before we start, we could just talk about what we think movie or what movie we think was the biggest snub from this year's proceedings.
That's really easy, at least for me.
Okay, you can go ahead and start then.
I mean, you guys probably agree, at least in terms of it being a snub, but the fact that Wonder Woman didn't get nominated for anything, that makes me, that really gets me
very
going.
surprising. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that was surprising.
You know what's more weird about it though? Like the Oscars on their web, they have. Oh my god, it's so weird. So they did this whole show about the nominees, and they had announcers and shit. And the very first clip, that's like an intro to the category, was Gal Gadot in the scene. It was just her doing a freaking clip for the Oscars.
Yeah, really?
What?
Yeah.
That's a slap in the face.
It was literally the first clip, bro. Like, I swear to God, go to their website right now. It's the first or second on my life, I promise you. And I was so confused. I was like, wait, what? I was like, I don't understand.
Yeah,
They were just using her for promo and didn't give her any cred for like anybody in that. Like, I was confused.
It was a bit confusing because it is like probably the biggest superhero movie this year, or one of the biggest movies period this year, and
It's
they got
gonna
so
save
much
the
praise.
DC
and-
universe. Like, is that not a huge, like, without Wonder Woman, they would have been down the drain pretty much.
If Wonder
For
Woman
sure.
failed completely, it would have rolled back everything. They would
Yeah,
have.
it definitely made things look, more promising in the future because everything else was looking pretty shitty. So for that to actually come through and be successful, and then for it to be like the first female superhero movie, and then to be as big as it was, and then to be like at the same time when like all of this sexual allegations and sexual harassment and just rape culture is like coming to the forefront, to see it not get nominated, it was pretty. I gotta agree, it was pretty crazy that didn't get nominated.
Yeah.
It seems like this would be the perfect moment for like something like that to get nominated.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. But we did get the first female nominee for the cinematography category, right? For Mudbound,
Yeah.
I believe. I can't
Yes,
think of
yeah,
her
we
name
did,
off the
actually.
top of my head.
Oh,
But
Mary J. Blige?
No,
no.
that, you're talking
Oh,
about actor. We're talking
we're
about
talking about
cinematographer. Actual cinematographer.
I don't know, actually. I don't even think I looked up that category.
It was Rachel Morrison.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, first one, Mudbound, the Netflix original adaptation.
But Mary J. Blige was nominated, or is nominated for supporting
Actress. Yep,
I believe.
Okay.
correct.
Oh, yeah, Mudbound. Okay, yep. Rachel Morrison, cinematography. Swag.
So I gotta agree. Wonder Woman was a very big snub. It was like towards the top of my list of snubs, but I'll let Darius go ahead and tell me his snub first.
Man, I mean, like, I was having a problem trying to think about, like, what really great movies came out this last year. And the problem was because I was trying to think about recently, and then I was trying to think about, okay, a lot happened recently, but, like, those aren't the movies that are in consideration. So, in terms of snubs, it was really hard. I don't even know, man. Like, I'm still trying to think about what deserves what. It's just weird. These are all obscure movies. What I expect from the Oscars is to give somebody an Oscar for something I've never seen or heard of before. That's like, it's not like movies that I thought were dope and like, oh yeah, you guys should watch this. Like, I don't think they've ever given an Oscar to anybody except for like 2 times that I watched a movie and like they won. It's like, nah, I don't know, man.
I mean, I will say about this year, I think that it was like a year of big movies, but not like big movies that delivered. So like a lot of movies didn't deliver, and then there's like a lot of smaller movies that did. So like, I mean, there's not like a lot of big names that pop out at you from this year. That at least didn't pop out at me from this year.
Right.
That was like, oh man, this movie should definitely win Best Picture, like, or something like that, like the previous years.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is you don't have a snub.
I mean, I wanted to pick some, but then I was like trying to justify it in my head. I mean, Logan. Did Logan come out this year?
It did, of course. Come on, bro.
Is it
February?
nominated for anything?
Yeah. It's nominated for adapted screenplay, the first comic book movie to do so.
And that's the only one.
I
Interesting.
believe that's the only
I
one.
kind of feel a little bit snubbed by. I don't know. I think Hugh Jackman had a dope performance. I think
He did amazing.
You know, like I think, and even Sir Patrick.
Yeah, he didn't get. Yeah,
You
he
know?
didn't get any. That was.
That
But
was a lot of acting. Like that was
yeah, no, it was
emotional.
like
That
yeah,
was a great
yeah, yeah.
movie.
For me, it was a surprise, but it wasn't like that big of a surprise because they still don't respect genre and comic book movies.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for me, my biggest snub for sure is Blade Runner 2049.
That's a good
Blade
choice.
Runner's one of my favorite
That's
movies
weird.
of all time,
Damn.
hands down. And then I think Blade Runner 2049 is almost equally as good as Blade Runner. So
I think
it was phenomenal.
I think it got nominated for some visual stuff, but that was about it, or some sound
Yeah,
stuff.
it didn't get it got nominated for like technical stuff, but it didn't get nominations for like the big areas that mattered.
Right.
And for me, I think it was mainly because it didn't do so well commercially,
Yeah.
which was surprising. Not a lot of people saw it, but critically, it did really well. And I think to be 30 years after a classic, iconic movie like that and still like kind of deliver like it did for me was a huge snub.
Yeah.
And it's still one of those movies that's like that was easily one of the best movies of last year for me. So I was pretty disappointed in that one that didn't get nominations.
I can see that.
But it was a genre movie again, so I
Right.
wasn't too surprised because they hate
Genre
genre movies. So yeah. But for surprises, for me, for sure was Get Out. I'm surprised that Get Out got as much love as it did.
Shocked. I
But
was
thrilled.
shocked. Well, thrilled.
I'm extremely happy.
Well, I was.
Yeah.
Well, the thing was, I would have been mad at because some of the choices that are nominated, like for example, Best Picture, I would have been mad if there were like two of them in there and Get Out wasn't part of it because it's in this like, and it's in a weird vein, but it has like, I don't know, it's just weird. Like, Get Out, wild that that's almost like Redbone being nominated in the Grammys. Like it was something that's like great, but like you didn't expect it to be there.
I did not expect it to be there, especially not in Best Picture. I was very shocked about a Best Picture nomination.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think the director was a given. I think Jordan Peele was always going to be nominated for that, just because I don't know what he created was. I don't know. I just have.
It was
I don't
such
think.
a big moment, I think.
Yeah, I don't think
in
I'm alone
2017.
in, you identify him with like Key and Peele and like, oh, funny stuff, but like you didn't think
Yeah.
maybe he
Yeah.
could deliver on such a momentous, both like socially, critically speaking, like just to deliver on something that was entertaining and had something to say. So
Yeah, it was very shocking. Like it was shockingly
Because
like,
he came
good.
off of Keanu. I was
Keanu,
judging him off
yeah.
of Keanu. I was like,
Which
well,
was just,
okay, so you guys just
whatever.
threw some shit at a wall called Keanu, and now you want me to watch another movie. So I was just like, okay, let me, but no, it was not even like Keanu is a one-time watch, but like Get Out, I could definitely watch a lot.
Yeah, it was surprising just how big the moment was when it came out, and then so I could see him beginning director because it was such a big moment for 2017. Like that's like literally all people were talking about for like a month straight.
Yeah.
wait, I
But
thought
to
of
see it,
I thought of another snub,
okay, go ahead.
but we can go back to it after we finish with this one if you want.
Oh, I was just gonna say it was surprising that he got Best Picture because it's not like a typical movie to get like a Best Picture. Like it's still like a genre like movie. It's like horror, basically. And to see that get a Best Picture nod is crazy to me. But I mean, that was my biggest surprise, and then like Shape of Water. But that was just for other reasons because I didn't think it was that great. But you can go ahead and what was your other snub?
Oh, I was thinking about it because I saw the movie that I thought of in Get Out around the same time was Split. I was kind of surprised that James McAvoy didn't get nominated for Best Actor, honestly, because he was phenomenal in that movie.
That was amazing. Yeah, that's really hard to do, and he pulled. And it was convincing. So,
it was so convincing.
You do that, and it's convincing, and you don't get a nod. Like, that's a little.
That was a bit surprising. Yeah.
But I think part of it is because of what we were talking about before with like the air of like the sort of like sexual allegation sort of thing. And a lot of that had controversy. That movie did have, just like in terms of it's like innuendo, like because it never did it visually, but it suggested it awkwardly, like enough that like people didn't like certain aspects of that movie.
Yeah, I could see that, I guess.
You know? Like, so I can see how maybe because of hearing some of those criticisms when the movie was out, they probably remembered maybe some of that because that was press at the time, and probably didn't vote for it if it was on the card for voting. You know, people might have been able to like nominate it, but these are the nominees. You know, so
well, I'm not sure enough people even saw the movie. Like it got buzz, but it wasn't like Get Out buzz. It was kind of, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people like me, when I saw M. Night Shyamalan, M. Night Shyamalan attached to it, it was just like, yeah, I'm not watching that.
That was like his comeback.
There was. It wasn't like till like almost a month later then people were telling me like, oh my God, like this is actually a good movie. Like you have to watch it. He did a good job. But then it wasn't like a month later because when it was M. Night Shyamalan, I wasn't watching anything he was doing. I've given him many chances and he's failed on so many occasions.
He failed when I was a child and he's failed for me as an adult. I remember, and people don't agree with me for the reason that he failed, but that's okay. He failed for me for that reason. And because I'm bringing it up, I'll just say I hated Signs because of the way he showed the aliens. I hated Signs because he showed the aliens.
We're doing this again? Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Signs was actually one of his good movies, though.
Yeah,
like,
until he showed the aliens, it made it fucking look retarded. Like, he made it look stupid. Excuse me, not retarded. It made it look not well done. It was a great story until he did that dumb shit.
That was actually one of his good movies. I wasn't even counting that as like his missteps.
I know you're talking about like Lady Under the Water,
Village, The Happening, Avatar.
The Village,
like, come
dog,
on.
The Village is better than fucking Signs, dog.
All right, I'm not even having this conversation.
I know because you want to believe in the alien story.
That's
as
crazy,
bro. People making up a story about monsters that are basically aliens and keeping a society they could just control.
Yeah, the whole twist of The Happening.
Basically, a Black Mirror episode is The Village.
Not The
That's
Happening.
why it's dope.
Stop, bro. The whole twist of The Village was, oh yeah, these are people dressing up in costumes to keep people from going to the modern world.
Yeah, it wasn't for like a week. It wasn't for a month. It was the dude on land. Imagine somebody doing that right now. What do you think these cults are? Like, that's what that was. That was a movie about a cult, bro. That shit was wild.
That was so whack. That movie was so whack. I'm sorry, bro.
It was,
like, nah, I'm not even having... I'm sorry, Shannon, we've had this conversation like at least 100 times. I'm not having this conversation with him again.
All right.
Where's that, bro? I'm not.
I know. I tried to tell you.
I'm done, bro. I'm not even talking about
M. Night Shyamalan. Make good movies in your lifetime.
He did. He just did. Split.
Yeah, but he didn't get nominated. So how is it good if you can't even?
That was a snub. It was a snub. That's what we're saying. This was a snub.
Sorry, you just like bringing up M. Night Shyamalan and Split. You just like opened the can of worms.
I'm sorry.
That's
a sore spot for you, but I'm sorry. The Village sucks ass. Terrible.
Bro, Signs is trash.
Bro, I'm not even going there. I'm not even going there.
I know. That's how I feel. The way you feel is the way I feel right now. It's like how you saying The Village, bro. Village way better.
Okay, hold on. Stop. Shannon, have you seen Signs and have you seen The Village?
I haven't. I mean, I know the general gist of them, but wasn't The Wicker Man kind of like a Village sort of movie, but better? Like a culty thing?
It was very culty.
It was about the cult. It referenced the cult.
It was more. The Village was like a mystery, so like they didn't know it was a cult, and Wicker Man is like clearly a cult, like from start, like it was. And The Village was like his whole theme was like, I'm gonna make a big twist at the end, basically what he was doing at the time. Yeah. So
isn't that his thing? Twist.
That is his thing. That is his thing, and he tried it many times, and Ever since Signs, it's been just horrible. But
since Signs, it's been horrible. That's when it started. Signs, it started it off. You're right about that.
So I mean, I can't ask you, but if anybody has seen Signs of the Village, can we please put this argument to rest? Because
somebody
this
out
is
there,
absurd. That you even think The Village is better than
podcast
Signs.
Fearless Family. What's better,
Shannon?
Village
if you ever get a chance, watch Signs and then watch The Village.
I'm gonna watch them both so I can have an opinion on this topic, and then I can just end the argument there.
Yeah,
and I can be the final.
We need a third party because this is not going anywhere. This is going in circles.
We need an objective opinion. We need an objective opinion. Yeah.
Facts.
I can do that.
We definitely do. The Village is garbage, but
segue. Back to the Oscars.
Yes. Back to the Oscars. So we're at the point of the show where we give our predictions of what will win in the major categories, and then we're gonna come back when they air, which is
March 4th.
March 4th. So after March 4th, we will come back and we will compare and see who won, who got the most right, and see if I can keep my undefeated streak going.
No, Dario's falling apart this year.
So
check our music files. We did the Grammys. The Grammys are coming in a month. I'm about to rack up some points there, and then I'm about to rack up these Oscar points.
So we're just gonna go ahead and start with Best Picture. So here's the nominees: Call Me by Your Name, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Get Out, your personal favorite, Lady Bird, Phantom Thread, The Post, The Shape of Water, and Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
Yeah, I heard you talking smack about Lady Bird.
I did. I talked trash about Lady Bird. I
haven't seen it yet, but I don't know.
Oh.
Maybe. But I feel like maybe, I don't know, the more I thought about what you said, I mean, I'm still going to see it, but
right.
I don't know. I think maybe you have a good point, but I need to see it first.
Keep this in mind.
It wasn't coming out of nowhere.
He's a fan of The Village.
I was waiting for something to take away from it, and I learned nothing, and I was disappointed.
There was no.
It's okay for
the moral was
okay
about
for
family,
movies to be.
And it was like M. Night Shyamalan with a less impactful twist at the end. So it was it was like a long lead to nothing. Basically, I was so upset with it. It to be in this category, Lady Bird, shit. You guys got hella cred. Like, come on. Like the first one, Call Me by Your Name. I watched the trailer and that was way more interesting, yo. I'd watch the trailer again right now because it looked way more interesting than Lady Bird. I watched all of Lady Bird and it was I get it. But come on, it's too much, man. That's middle America, fucking, I don't even know. That shit felt out of touch.
But they compare it to like Boyhood, which is basically a movie about just life, and it's like not a grand lesson or a grand ending or just a movie about life. Like
I know, but it would have to be episodes.
Events unfold
in this modern age. This shit would have to be like I need 3 more. I need 2 more movies. Then she got to be the same actresses, same actors, and they're gonna have to make her grow up in movies for that shit to actually be worth.
So you're telling me you need a definitive ending for it to be a movie?
I need definitive conflict and definitive fucking, I don't know, happenings in life that are less.
You're
that
an
are
artist,
bigger than
man.
going to
it's
college,
just
bro.
art. Like, it's just art. You're an artist. It's just art. You just enjoy the art.
I can't.
Question
if it's
though,
not great.
Because you brought up, I was listening earlier to where you talked about Lady Bird, and you brought up Juno, which I think won quite a few awards.
It did.
Juno was dope.
Yeah, and I love that movie, but why do you think why do you not like this one and like Juno, even though they're kind of the same story in a way? I'm just curious.
Well, the twist is Juno in the whole movie was actually dealing with
a problem?
A teenage pregnancy / yeah, there's a problem. There's something that she could never escape in this movie that was surrounded by the thing. Lady Bird is about a teenager's life with no like focus except for the conflict between her and her mother. Like, that's all I could really draw was the main thing was that misconnection.
But you don't think a lot of people could relate to that?
Oh, a lot of people can relate to that. Definitely.
It's just not Oscar worthy.
It's not. I mean, it's definitely should win awards in film festivals, but I mean, we're talking about the Oscar.
It did win a lot of awards in film festivals.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
so
why it got
there,
a major release.
Like, I'm just not. I'm not gonna be mad if it gets an Oscar, but I'm gonna.
Ladies and gentlemen, just keep in mind this is the same guy that thinks The Village is a great movie, so. Keep that with a grain of salt.
Yeah, hey. Okay.
Keep that in mind. That's all I'm saying.
The Village had a better ending than Lady Bird. At least there was drama and suspense.
Yeah, for Best Picture, I literally wrote down want Get Out to win, probably Lady Bird. That's my prediction.
That's your prediction. Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting.
Huh.
I didn't even say my pick either. Dario, what's your pick?
No, go ahead and say your pick.
Lady
Bird.
Hey, are you going to pick Lady Bird? That sounds like your pick. Mark, put Dario up for Lady Bird.
I haven't even seen the trailer, so I can't even give an honest opinion about it.
Well, watch the trailer and tell me if that shit is interesting. I'm just kidding. Anyways, having watched a few of these trailers, because I've only seen 2 of these movies, Get Out and Lady Bird. I wanted to watch Darkest Hour and Dunkirk, but I never got to it. But basically, my pick, though, after watching these fucking trailers, is Phantom Thread.
Interesting.
Yeah. Daniel Day-Lewis, yo. But Call Me By Your Name is interesting.
Phantom Thread is my biggest problem with award shows is because it's a movie that
it's
nobody
catered
saw,
to it,
and yet it's still getting all these awards.
The trailers,
but nobody saw it. I didn't hear anybody talk about seeing Phantom Thread.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's gonna win. Remember I said all these obscure fucking shits that I've never heard of that they're gonna put me onto win the Oscars. That's why Phantom Thread is winning this fucking shit.
When did it even come
my
out?
pick. I don't even know, honestly. I remember seeing a trailer 4 - 5 months ago, and then just never hearing about it again after that. I just remember seeing a trailer and thinking oh, that's gonna be really boring, so I'm probably not gonna watch that. And then I guess it came out. So yeah. My pick, I'm going dark horse here. Okay, so The Shape of Water is my pick.
Really?
Yeah.
What we just talked about genre films, didn't you?
Yeah, but this is the one genre film that's got 13. It's got 13 nominations. It's got a massive buzz.
We just talked about this.
and it's got an acclaimed director attached to it, Guillermo del Toro. So
Okay. You think they're gonna change the game this year? They're gonna finally start.
I think this is the year they might. Because look, the other competition isn't great. Like, look at the other movies; they're not great. Like, they weren't like mind-blowingly good.
Facts.
So for me, it was
Lady
between
Bird's
like the
nominated.
two.
I mean,
Yeah. So it was between. So it was between Get Out and like The Shape of Water for me,
I'm gonna get some.
and 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 so it came down to Guillermo del Toro's been making a lot of good movies in his entire career and never really run one of these massive awards. So I think
Yeah.
this is the year they might give him his respect and give
That's
him his,
honestly, I'm not mad at you. I just wanted to give you salt, just like throw a little shade. But like the trailer looks dope. Honestly,
I've seen the movie. I've actually seen the movie, and it's not even my favorite movie or even my favorite Del Toro movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. There's like interspecies sex.
Yeah.
Spoiler. It's just weird. It just wasn't one of his best movies, but I could see like the themes it was playing with, and like just the whole way he shot it and stuff was like very
Yeah.
award Oscar type of movie. Like,
Well, that's interesting
So-
because, like, I think the actress, I think I have her in one of the categories later on.
so for me, it was. I just think because it's not that strong this year, and Get Out is still his first movie, and Guillermo's been doing this for so long. I'm gonna just go ahead and say The Shape of Water.
All right. So we got Lady Bird.
So I was Shape of Water. Shannon was.
Lady Bird.
Don't remember. Which one was it?
Lady Bird.
Lady
I'm just
Bird.
going based off of what's happened so far with awards.
What's poppin'? Yeah, like
Not because I wanted to
buzz.
win.
it's making noise.
I'm just trying to win. No, I'm not.
I picked a random.
Grease.
I picked Phantom Thread. So I mean,
Phantom Thread. Okay. So you're just tired of losing, and you're just trying to pick whatever you think's gonna win. I feel you.
I mean, it looks good. I'm gonna watch Phantom Thread. Honestly, it reminded me of YSL. It reminded me of like Yves Saint Laurent. Like, it was kind of dope. Honestly.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the guy that likes the village. So, best
YSL?
director.
Come on, man. I'm an
Best
artist.
director.
I like craftsmanship. That's why I like Phantom Thread.
Phantom of the Opera.
So,
yeah.
Phantom of the Opera. It looks like it.
Nothing like it. It looks
I
like
know.
2 hours. You're gonna fall asleep halfway through. It's gonna take you like 3 times to finish this movie. But best director, Christopher Nolan for Dunkirk, Jordan Peele for Get Out, Greta Gerwig, Lady Bird, Paul Thomas Anderson, Phantom Thread, and Guillermo del Toro, The Shape of Water. Who wants to start?
That's an interesting one. I don't know. I'm kind of stuck between two. You go ahead.
My pick is Jordan Peele.
Yeah. Solid choice.
I mean, it's who I want to win. I think it's just like it was so surprising that he produced something as big and good as this. It was like really first solo debut, so I think the buzz is there for him to win it.
Yeah, honestly. But before I give my pick, Shannon, what's yours?
This was another I want this, but this will probably win. So, I'm going Del Toro, but I'd love to see Jordan Peele win it. Obviously, that'd be amazing.
All right. That's a solid pick, though.
I don't-
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I don't know, Del Toro, like you were saying, is so established and he's had so much precedent, I guess you could say, to be nominated, but I mean, that's not to say that a newbie, so to speak, hasn't ever won something like that, so we'll see, I
True.
guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, I just can't go against my gut feeling. I just got to go with Get Out, yeah. Like, Jordan Peele.
Peele.
He just
Okay.
has to. It just feels like time. Like, it almost just feels like, man, go ahead and give this guy an Oscar for doing something that we feel like never even happened ever in film. Like it's almost a situation where like, just like, I don't know, it's just awkward. It was just like the modernism with the TSA friend and like, it's circling back to that character, but then like just random shit. It was really crazy and good. Like it was a well-rounded episode in a horror like catalog. I think he should make more horror films. That'd be dope.
Yeah, I hope he wins. I just hope they win everything, honestly, but we'll see. We're gonna get through some of these a little quicker. Best Actress: Sally Hawkins, The Shape of Water; Frances McDormand, Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri; Margot Robbie, I, Tanya; Saoirse Ronan.
Cersei.
I'm not sure how you say that. Cersei.
Yeah, I heard her say it in an interview. I've been wondering for so long how to pronounce that because I'm always like Sourcey. Yeah,
Okay.
it's Irish.
Saoirse.
Yeah, like
Saoirse.
Cersei, yeah.
Saoirse Ronan, Lady Bird, and Meryl Streep, The Post.
Well, Meryl Streep has won like a million Oscars, so as great as she
she's
is,
pretty much amazing, and she wins everything. But
not this year.
yeah, I don't think this year.
I'm going Saoirse Ronan for Lady Bird.
Wow.
That was my pick.
Yeah.
Who I wanted to win was Frances McDormand because she was amazing in Three Billboards Outside Ebbing. She basically made the movie. She was the movie. But I just think the Lady Bird buzz is so massive that she's gonna win it. So that's why I went.
Oh. Okay.
This is the one you picked, The Shape of Water. Actress, no?
Yes, indeedy. Because I was like, it's kind of obvious now. I was like, so yeah, actress in the lead role. My pick is Sally Hawkins, The Shape of Water. In kind of just because I watched the trailer, you saw the movie, but in terms of it like being carried, I don't see how the movie could even be relatively good if the lead actress isn't good. And she was mute, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So like that.
She was.
So a lead actress playing a mute character that is in an interspecies, like it's like relating to a humanoid being, like in this weird sort of like isolated, sort of. I don't know. It seemed like a weird, interesting movie, and I think that without her,
I think
it
you should
probably
watch
wasn't
it.
good.
You probably won't like it, but it's interesting.
I'm
There's
gonna
some
watch it
interesting
once.
moments.
I'm gonna watch it once.
There's some interesting moments for sure. It felt like his Oscar bait, which worked. But yeah. Best Actor: Timothy Chalamet, Call Me by Your Name; Daniel Day-Lewis, Phantom Thread; Daniel Kaluuya, Get Out; Gary Oldman, Darkest Hour; and Denzel Washington, Roman J. Israel, Esquire.
Ugh, that's tough. Yeah.
This was tough. I chose Gary Oldman, kind of playing it safe.
Are you
Me too.
serious? Oh, you
Yeah.
guys.
I don't know.
I was playing it safe.
That's just
I
the
can see
gut
that,
feeling
though.
I got.
That's mad safe. That's like the ultimate.
No, if it was ultimate safe, I would have picked Daniel Day-Lewis.
Nah.
This guy wins everything.
Yeah, but Darkest Hour is a war film. But it's not even a war film. It's like a patriotic.
Well, it's
UK
it's
film.
like a biopic, and biopics are good for winning awards. So
Facts.
I played it safe, and I said Gary Oldman.
Like when
He did the whole-
Ben Kingsley won for what was the Gandhi movie?
Yeah, I don't remember the name, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Or Jamie Foxx won for Ray Charles. So
Yep. Famous
they're good for
people
winning.
Yeah, but
playing
Denzel's
famous people
playing
win
a real
awards.
person. Isn't Roman a real person?
Is he? I don't know. I
Roman
actually didn't see
Israel?
it, so
I didn't see it yet either. that's why I couldn't have any input, and I was upset. But then, like, I don't know.
I don't think enough people saw it to even warrant him winning, and
I think it's great that he's getting a look though. That's tight because I could tell it's a very
and I don't think Get Out
character. So he had to like.
I don't think Get Out's performance was broad or expansive enough.
Mm-hmm.
To warrant good, winning. But... It was good for what it needed, but I don't think it was like, Oscar Best Actor great.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't.
So think... Gary Oldman was my choice. So what's your choice? Since you think we played, so what's your choice?
Well, I mean, you already said it. If you're really gonna be safe, you'd pick.
You pick Daniel Day-Lewis. You are like, come on, bro. How you gonna say, oh, y'all play the same? You pick Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yep.
Like when you think of award-winning, like when you think of a guy winning an Oscar, like for Best Actor, like you just automatically think of this guy.
He's one of the greatest actors.
He's
of
like
all
the
time.
male Meryl Streep.
Basically.
One of the greatest of all
Everything
time.
he's in, people just like lose their mind
Meryl
for.
Streep. He's the guy.
Even if it was like boring or not, like they go crazy for it.
Yeah, man. I told you, Phantom Thread looked interesting. That was like my favorite trailer.
You haven't even seen it.
Research.
Okay, watch it and please tell me if you finish it on the first try.
I will finish in the first try.
Yeah, because I
don't watch movies like that. I hate
watching
movies like that.
Strong belief that you won't. That you'll lose interest about halfway through.
I mean, shit. I almost wanted to walk out of Lady Bird, bro. That's how that felt.
Alright, Best Supporting Actress, Mary J. Blige, Mudbound, Allison Janney, I, Tonya, Leslie Manville, Phantom Thread, Laurie Metcalf, Lady Bird, and Octavia Spencer, The Shape of Water.
I don't know. I feel like I don't really know much about Mudbound, but just the fact that it's Mary J. Blige and it just strikes me as being the kind of obscure one. That's the one I went with. That was my gut feeling, so.
We're over here, we got the same mind here, So,
maybe I have a chance.
Oh, is this one, awkwardly enough,
following the winner. That's all, you established winner. So, I say it's a good chance.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I picked Mary J. I have actually seen Mudbound. It's, it was a good movie. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Mary J. did it well.
Intense.
Supporting role.
She did. I was surprised.
I saw just like 3 seconds of her face looking like sad, and it made me sad. And I was like, "Oh shit, I have to watch that movie." Like I was like, "God damn, Mary J." Like,
I was a bit
in that role.
It's one of those I would say for sure you want to see. It's intense. So, yeah, I think I picked Mary J. So.
Well, that looks like 3 of us got the same one on this one. That's the first one we all picked the same one, right? Mary J. Blige.
Let me ask you: Did you change your pick after, or did you like?
No, I had that pick. If I had to pick anybody else, honestly, I would unfortunately have
Phantom
to
Thread.
go with. No.
No.
I'd have to go with Laurie Metcalf from Lady Bird. As much as I hate the movie, she was probably, because like I said, my conclusion was about the mother. She's the mom. So if it didn't go to Mary J., it would go to her, in my mind.
I will say I wouldn't be surprised if she does win. Whatever, Metcalf.
Yeah, she was the movie. She should win, honestly. But like, I love
because
Mary
it was
J.
like looked like a 2-person movie, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Best Supporting Actor: William Dafoe, The Florida Project; Woody Harrelson, 3 Billboards; Richard Jenkins, The Shape of Water; Christopher Plummer, All Money in the World; and Sam Rockwell, 3 Billboards.
I thought it was interesting there were 2 people from the same movie. That was the most obscure movie out of all of them in this category. I'm like, I have a feeling it has to be one of them.
My pick was Sam Rockwell from 3 Billboards Outside of. He was good. He was very good in there.
Yeah, he's like one of the only two I would have picked, honestly.
I picked Harrelson because I knew who that was. I wasn't sure about the other person, so.
Yeah.
He was good too, but he wasn't as important or as present in the movie as Rockwell was, so that's why I went with Rockwell.
Oh man, this is such a hard pick, yeah. I don't know. Just because I like the guy a lot, I'm gonna have to go with Christopher Plummer.
He deserves an award just for being in that movie, period. Just with all the
But it's so strange. It's strange. How does he get an award? Like, he replaced another actor, like, last minute, and then he was in it for, like, maybe 15, 20 minutes of the entire movie.
It's confusing. It doesn't make any sense.
And he gets a nomination.
Why not? I just said that because I didn't want to pick the same one as you. I was trying to... I was like, Sam Rockwell, because, like, Woody just doesn't... Like, Woody's not... I've looked at William Dafoe. He's amazing, but I don't think the Florida Project's the one. The story's great. I just don't think... I don't know.
Yeah, people were mad about that getting snubbed, too, if you want to go back to snubs.
True.
Yeah.
The previews look actually pretty good. Like, it looked like an Oscar movie. I just didn't watch it, but it looked like an Oscar movie.
Yeah.
I wonder what Kevin Spacey thinks about Christopher Plummer getting the award for...
probably pissed.
Yeah, he's probably pretty salty, I would think.
Probably hella
Gotta be.
pissed.
Like, that was his role. Like, he filmed the entire movie.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he probably like,
So I kind of want to see him win.
That's
now.
like so
When
much
I think about
fun.
it, I kind of want him to see him win just because I want to, like, you know.
I would love that shit. That would be hilarious. That'd be so funny.
Like, oh yeah, you off of House of Cards, and now the role that you already recorded, your replacement wins. You know, like it's kind of like
Yeah, for the role that you
okay.
played the whole time. Anyway, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I would just love to see that, so I'm just gonna make that my pick. I don't care. That's Christopher Plummer.
I'm all about the drama, so I definitely would love to see that happen.
But you know, Sam Rockwell, you deserve it, bro. You're a hard worker.
If you saw the movie, I think you probably pick him too. Best original screenplay: The Big Sick, Get Out, Lady Bird, The Shape of Water, and Three Billboards.
I picked Get Out for this one. I think it deserves
I pick
it.
Get Out.
Yeah.
I pick Get Out.
Right. I was like, well, I've already, it's Get Out for me too. I love
So
that
everybody's
movie.
Get Out.
Yeah. I went to see that at the same theater I went to see Lady Bird. And
You gotta let go, bro. Like, it happened. You watched it. You paid money to go see it.
I know,
You
I
gotta let
hate
go.
paying money. That's the only reason. If I didn't pay money to see it, bro, I wouldn't even have it. Like, I wouldn't even be mad. I'm just mad that I spent, because it's a dinner theater. So I was, I had some food and like, some drinks. So I was like, I probably spent like $50, $60 in there to watch Lady Bird, and it was some.
Well, I'm sure whatever indie producer made it, well, thanks you, bro. Like, whether you like it or not, thank you. I have your money.
Hey, you
so
got
thank you, bro.
got my cash, man. And the theater's happy that I paid for a concession. So everybody's happy. Except for me.
Except for you. Yep.
Which I love. It's amazing. Best adapted screenplay: Call Me by Your Name, The Disaster Artist, Logan, Molly's Game, and Mudbound.
I went Disaster.
So, okay, that's a good one. I just went what I wanted to actually win, so I said Logan. This one I had to. I couldn't.
Oh,
pick against
really?
Logan. Yeah, I couldn't do it.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't do it. My second was The Disaster Artist, but Logan is like, that was my movie. So
yeah.
that was like the Wolverine movie I wanted my entire life. So I can't
my entire
pick this
life.
one.
Yeah. Man. Adapted screenplay. play. I'm looking at two names that I wrote them both down. I'm like, why did I write them both down? I shouldn't. Because I'm just like, I don't know, man. It's a tough one. I mean, for me, that's so hard. Mudbound is like, but I haven't seen it yet. So that's kind of like...
You haven't seen it.
So since I haven't seen it, and this is an award show, then, it's probably between Call Me By Your Name or The Disaster Artist.
So...
Oh, shit.
Out of those two.
But James Franco didn't even get nominated.
Well, we kind of know why.
So they're going to have to give it... Oh, shit. But Logan. Oh, that's my movie. All right, I'm gonna just play politics and go for Call Me By Your Name.
Never seen it. Have you even seen the trailer?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's interesting, honestly, but it's probably not for you. That's all I'm gonna say.
I've seen the trailer, so I know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I'm just asking if you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I thought it was like a boy ladybird until the trailer revealed a twist, and I was like, oh, it's already better. So,
bro, at some point you gotta let this go to Ladybird. Like, at some point, you can't compare everything to Ladybird now. Come on, bro.
I'm telling you the facts. That was my scale.
I know it hurts
scale,
you
bro.
deep down in your core. Like, it hurts your heart that you paid to go see this movie. But, like, bro, it happens. It happens to the best of us.
That was my scale. So all I'm saying is, Call Me By Your Name looked way more interesting. I was like, oh, there's actually something at the end. And it's crazy. And there's more that tells you about the craziness. That's probably dope.
I know it hurts you, bro. Let it go.
You know, but I'm
animated feature.
Call Me By Your Name probably dope.
Animated feature: The Boss Baby, The Breadwinner, Coco, Ferdinand, Loving Vincent.
Okay, I totally realized during this conversation I've seen 3 of these movies, not 1, which is my segue into saying Coco is definitely going to win because Pixar always wins, and I did see this movie and it was amazing. And it made me cry.
Oh, it made you cry.
Yeah, it was really fantastic. I don't know, Pixar's so good at life, like they're never not gonna win. Like The Boss Baby, that shouldn't even be in the same category.
I was shocked.
It was a slow year. It was a slow year for animated movies.
It was.
It was a slow
Coco
year.
is such a solid pick. Damn.
I said Coco because once again, Pixar does, like she said, Pixar doesn't lose in this category.
I mean, you guys picked
especially when it's like a major film.
Solid, but I mean, come on though, love it.
And it was a good film. It was a great film. Not my favorite Pixar movie, but it's still a Pixar movie. Yeah. I wanted Loving Vincent to win just because the insane amount of work that went into even making this possible.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't actually seen it, so I just went Coco.
So you went with Coco.
I did
as well.
Have you seen Loving Vincent? I mean, you're an artist. I feel like it's like almost obligatory.
How are y'all gonna just Dario? How are you just gonna not pick the man? When I saw this lineup, and I didn't think if it was in here, like I was just like they're either gonna ignore it or it's gonna like be obvious. Like Loving Vincent's obvious. Like that shit's changing. That's just changing the game.
So,
I'm sorry.
Have you seen it?
Actually, I haven't seen all of it. That's actually awkward.
Have you seen it? You didn't answer my question. This is what I knew you haven't seen it, bro. I knew it. I knew you haven't. I knew you were just gonna pick it because you're an artist.
I saw more than trailer. I saw like 30 minutes, but I was like, it was because I was on my way somewhere, and then I fucking never.
And you lost interest. Okay, bro. I knew it. I just knew it.
Yeah, man.
I knew for a fact you didn't see it. Yeah. Just the way you were talking, I was like, I know he hasn't seen the movie.
But it doesn't matter. That's irrelevant.
It's not obligatory that you choose it just because you're an artist, by the way.
I know.
Whatever.
That's just
your choice.
I haven't seen Coco. I've seen more of Loving Vincent than I've seen of all of these including Boss. I've never seen. I don't really watch these unless I'm watching it with my girl, and I have not seen any of those movies. I've seen at least 25, 30 minutes of Loving Vincent, and
If you want to get at least one right,
Techn-
pick Coco. I will bet my life on that.
Coco has to win though, because it's like Disney.
Shots fired. She said at least one. So
At
that
least
means you probably over right now.
Nah, yo, look, Loving Vincent. Wait, look, I gotta. Yeah, no, it's already written down. I already got it on the paper, yo.
I got you down already.
It's a
You
wrap.
know I record these. It's because you be cheating, so I record them.
Nah, the Loving Vincent. That's the choice.
I got it down. Loving Vincent's your choice.
Animated feature film best. Like, I'm sorry. Sorry.
I think it's a great idea. It's technically speaking amazing, but I don't think enough people have seen it. So good luck with that one.
It's been out for a long time. I think you're wrong. I think more people-
Cinematography: Blade Runner 2049, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Mudbound, and The Shape of Water. I'm just going to say it, Blade Runner 2049 for me, because it hurt my heart that it's not even nominated more. So,
Yeah.
and it was just a gorgeous movie. So Blade Runner 2049.
I want the first female nominee ever in the 90 years of this award show to win, but I
Yeah.
picked Dunkirk. I don't know. It's Christopher Nolan,
That-
so
I picked.
I will
Dunkirk
say
as well.
I've seen Dunkirk, and it is extremely well shot. I don't think it was as good as people hyped it up to be, but it was extremely well shot from a technical standpoint. So I can see it winning.
Yeah. It just looked very visually stunning. It looked like.
But Blade Runner 2049 was visually stunning too. And I think Roger Deakins is unbelievable that he hasn't won a single award in that category in his entire career. So
Well, maybe about time. We'll see.
I mean, this is the guy that shot Shawshank Redemption,
Yeah.
Big Lebowski,
Yeah.
you know, The Siege, Beautiful Mind,
Hell yeah.
The Village. So I
I was
mean,
just waiting for you to say
automatically
something. I was
that
like,
should
and?
automatically that should be your choice. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I wanted to pick it. I'm just picking stuff that you're not picking. I don't want to pick the same.
All right.
things. That's on my list. I just
Okay,
not gonna pick
well,
Blade Runner.
Now
didn't
that I
really
see
like
that
it much.
he did The Village, I can see why he hasn't won. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm like, how Dario got to
Now
like
that I
all
see
of
that he
these, like,
did The Village, I can see why he hasn't won. But since The Village, he did No Country for Old Men, True Grit, Skyfall,
Yeah.
Prisoners,
When he
Sicario.
started The Village, he was picking
Blade
over
Runner.
him, bro.
So like, I just
Fucked
hope
up
he
with
wins.
science and he came back with the.
But
That'd be fun.
anyways, these were our picks for winners for Oscars 2018,
Yeah.
premiering on March 4th. So we will be back, talk about our winners and compare and see if I keep my undefeated streak going, which I think I have a good chance of doing. Let us know what you guys think, you know, will win, what you think were the big snubs, surprises. And please help us put this debate to rest between The Village and Signs. And
Tell him the truth. About
finally,
science.
please let Darius know that The Village was an absolutely horrible, awful
Someone
movie.
tell him the truth about science. Somebody. Anyway.
So please, let us know.
We want to once again
But if you have any,
thank you very much, Shannon.
yes,
For joining
thank you,
us.
Shannon, for
thank
joining
you for
us.
having me. It was so much
We
fun.
love
I will be
that.
back next time, so
We would definitely love to have you back on the show as a recurring guest.
Yeah, we might
Talk about more stuff.
See when the results come out. Maybe we could do that. You know?
No, for sure. If you haven't already, read some of her stuff that she has on the website. It's doing very well right now. Been getting a lot of hits, so thank you guys for checking us out and reading her posts and everything. So read her post. I think your post is just doing very well. Oh, your post about haters rejoice Netflix has nixed their weirdest and most enduring show right now.
Yeah,
Or
I
show
think
yet.
I think it's, I mean, I hope it's the writing too, but I think people see that thumbnail and they're like, "What the fuck is this?" So they click on it and they're like, "What is this girl in a
It
bathtub
is a
of
great
SpaghettiOs?"
choice.
So
Yeah, SpaghettiOs. It is very.
Right.
it
It's a
catches
great,
your eye, that's
great
for sure.
image that it definitely catches your eye. But it's definitely doing. It's like one of our best posts right now, actually.
That's my
So,
pick. If you haven't watched Haters Back Off, go watch it because it's really weird
but it
and it
got
just got
canceled.
canceled and I'm sad, but there's 2 seasons and you should go watch it if you like weird stuff. So,
I do like weird stuff. I'm a huge Rick and Morty and Aqua Teen Hunger Force fan, so if it's weird like that, I'm all for
that's
it.
your homework. I'll watch The Village and Signs and you guys watch Haters Back Off and we can talk about it next time.
It sounds like a plan.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah, and all you guys, make sure you check out some of the posts she's written about on the website livinglifefearless.co. I mean, your first one was the Rick and Morty joint, right? The Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty.
That was fly. So like even from day one, and I was like, oh okay, we got a good writer on our hands over here. So you know, all of her stuff is pretty
Well,
dope.
thank you.
She got the Taylor Swift joint. And
Yeah,
stuff.
that got a lot of
Like,
hits too. I think people have a lot of opinions about Taylor Swift, including myself. So I think that will always be a debate.
Yeah. I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
yeah, seriously. She's got such a weird reputation right now. But that's a segue. Anyways, thank you guys so much. Shannon, thank you for being here with us. This is The Fearless Show. Dario, anything else?
Yeah, if you guys have any questions, topic suggestions, comments about this show, past shows, or any future shows, you can go ahead and leave that in the comments for us either on YouTube, SoundCloud, or the actual website, wherever we post this. Or you can email us directly at podcast@livinglifefearless.co, that is .co. Or you can go to livinglifefearless.co/podcast and fill out the form and let us know there. And we will try to respond to whatever we get, either in show form or directly, and you might get a mention, a shout out, and then one of our next shows. But other than that, thanks for listening for our second show of the Fearless Show of 2018. Today's date is January 25th, 2018. So thank you. We will be back shortly for more. Peace.
Peace
Bye,
out.
guys.
Keep living life fearless.